The bride's secret Olivia stood in front of the mirror, her white dress shimmering under the soft glow of the chandelier. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. The guests were arriving, the flowers smelled like spring, and every detail had been planned to perfection. But as she heard whispers and hurried footsteps behind the door, something inside her twisted. She didn't know that in just a few minutes, her whole world would be turned upside down. The ceremony was about to begin at the Willowbrook Chapel, a charming old stone building nestled on the edge of the countryside. The gentle hum of the organ mixed with the soft chatter of guests taking their seats. Olivia took a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves. Her heart fluttered as she thought of Ethan waiting at the altar. Tall, handsome, the man she had fallen in love with over the last 3 years. He was supposed to be the one. The doors at the back opened, and the organist's first notes filled the room. Olivia's mother gave her a reassuring smile. "Remember to breathe," she whispered. Olivia nodded and took her first step down the aisle. The guests rose, and all eyes were on her. Ethan's gaze locked with hers, warm and steady. She felt as if nothing else in the world existed at that moment, except the two of them. But then, just as the officiant began the welcome speech, the doors at the back burst open again, and a figure appeared in the doorway. A woman, holding the hand of a small boy, stood frozen in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. "My name is Sarah," she said, voice trembling. "And this is Liam, Ethan's son." Gasps echoed around the chapel. Olivia's heart stopped. Ethan's face strained of color as he stepped forward, eyes wide with shock. "Sarah," he began, his voice shaking. Olivia felt her knees buckle. The carefully built world she had lived in shattered in an instant. Sarah's voice was steady, but fierce. "You should have told her the truth, Ethan." The crowd was silent, watching the unfolding drama as if it were a play. The officiant cleared his throat awkwardly. "Perhaps this is not the right time," but Olivia shook her head, tears now spilling down her cheeks. "No," she said, voice breaking. "I deserve to hear everything." The next hour was a blur of whispered conversations, questions, and confusion. Ethan confessed that he had hidden Sarah and their son Liam from Olivia, fearing that the truth would ruin their relationship. "I was scared," he admitted. "I thought I could protect you from it. But the damage was done." Olivia felt betrayed, humiliated, and lost. She fled the chapel, ignoring the calls of friends and family. Outside, the cold spring air bit at her cheeks as she sat on a bench, trembling. How could the man she trusted most in the world keep such a secret? The following days were a nightmare. Olivia moved back in with her sister, Anna, who welcomed her with open arms and endless patience. "I don't understand how he could do this," Olivia said one night, tears streaming down her face. Anna hugged her tightly. "You didn't deserve it. You deserve better." Meanwhile, Ethan tried to reach out. "I'll explain everything," he texted her, but Olivia didn't respond. One evening, Anna suggested Olivia get back to work to take her mind off things. "I saw a job listing for an event planner at the Ivy House," Anna said. "You loved planning your own wedding. Maybe you can do this for others." Olivia wasn't sure. How could she plan happy events when her own heart was broken? Still, she applied. On her first day at the Ivy House, Olivia was nervous but determined. She met Daniel, the owner's son, who was charming, kind, and patient. "Don't worry about the coffee spill," he said with a smile after she accidentally knocked over his cup. He showed her around the estate, explaining the details of wedding planning. Over time, Daniel's warm presence became a comfort. He listened when Olivia talked about her heartbreak, never pushing, just being there. As the winter wedding approached, Olivia and Daniel worked closely. They laughed over floral mishaps, tasted too much cake, and shared stories late into the evenings. One snowy night, Daniel held Olivia's hand as they watched the stars. "I like working with you," he said softly. Olivia smiled, feeling hope bloom inside her again. But just when Olivia was ready to move on, Ethan reappeared. He was planning his wedding at the Ivy House with Sarah and Liam. Olivia was forced to face him and the betrayal all over again. Daniel stood by her, steady and supportive. Together, they navigated the pain, the lies, and the possibility of new love. The wedding day arrived with tension thick in the air. As Sarah appeared during the ceremony, The truth exploded once more. Guests gasped, vows were forgotten, and love was tested. But through it all, Olivia found strength she didn't know she had. Daniel's hand in hers was a promise of a future built on honesty and trust. In the aftermath, Olivia realized that love is complicated. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it heals. Sometimes, the greatest betrayal leads to the most unexpected happiness. She looked at Daniel and knew this was just the beginning, the end.